Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, citizens of all ages, welcome back to another edition Star Citizen 3.6 point integer. And, this week, in terms of the information that Star Citizen, Inside Star Citizen, Star Citizen Live, Star Citizen Interloper, Outside Star Citizen, within the vicinity of citizens of the stellar nature. They've been doing some stuff. Now, of course, I'm sure everybody is familiar, at least most people are familiar, with last week's Inside Star Citizen, which was an absolute dereliction of duty. It felt like nothing short than a slap in the fucking face. Now, yesterday in terms of time of producing this video, they came out with another. And I've got to give credit where credit is due. The latest Inside Star Citizen at least had some actual inside information. Imagine that. Go fucking figure. They actually showed some UI developments, some really snazzy, spiffy UI developments, if I do say so myself. They also gave a very brief overview, introduction of possible liveries. God, that's such a weird fucking word. The different paint jobs, and sorry about that. They showed the different liveries and the different paint jobs of the two upcoming Vanguards, the Harbinger and the Sentinel, and Jared could not help but stress that these are not final, signed off paint jobs, but they're on they're qualifiers. They're pretty close. So the episode started, of course, by going over a little bit more information about the all-new Aegis Nautilus, aka the new mine layer, touching on, obviously, how it can lay and retrieve mines, and that it's a good lone wolf ship. Although somebody in the Discord brought up a really good point that they might mean lone wolf as in the ship can kind of support itself, as it's supposed to be heavily armored. It's got 3 decks, as you can see on screen now. It has at least one size 7 for the front weapon. I thought it was dual size 7, but in Inside Star Citizen they actually said it was a size 7, so, you know, who knows. But the mines are going to embed themselves. They're going to be hard to locate. You're going to need a good scanner suite to pick them up. And, yeah, the more they describe it, I mean, it kind of sounds not too bad. Not worth $700, but it's starting to sound decent. But at the same time, we're still just kind of theory crafting, and so are they. You know, when's this tech going to come out? When's it going to be viable? I mean, repair's not even... The Reclaimer's Claw doesn't even work. So this might be a ship to definitely earn in-game, unless this sounds like something that's right up your alley, and you've got a spare $700 that's just burning a hole in your pocket. I think for major orgs, it'll be a decent ship. Not for me. They also touched on new, like, textures and materials, so they can up the fidelity, trademark. I think this is nice that they're showing us this. I mean, Star Citizen already looks really great, and I think in terms of, like, taking a peek behind, you know, the curtain, this isn't really up my alley, but I can kind of understand showing that. It is part of development, after all. Next up, I touched on it a little bit earlier, but these are the new liveries, skins, paint jobs, aesthetic for the 2 new Vanguards, the 2 in the center there, the Harbinger and Sentinel. I'm excited for these to come online, but what are they going to do for the bucks, the BUKs? For the uninitiated, the bucks, the BUK stands for Battlefield Upgrade Kit. It was an add-on that you could buy to essentially swap out pieces from one Vanguard to the next. So if you had a Warden, you could buy a Sentinel BUK and then essentially get the Sentinel. Same with the Harbinger. Now, they said it's basically going to be like parts. So does the paint job change? The internals will change, the nose will change, the top turret will change, but what about the paint jobs? That's my question. And of course, the bucks, the upgrade kits were only sold during the initial concept sale, I believe, for the Warden, so you are unable to get these now unless you go to the gray market, which is a little bit of a shame, as I really like the idea of these bucks because they're reusable. It's not like you use it and now you're stuck with a Sentinel. It's not like a CCU. You would be able to essentially slot it in, and now you've got a Sentinel, and now you're like, oh wait, no, I need to not be Sentinel, and then you could take it out, and now you're back to your Warden. So it's kind of a shame that they got rid of it. Hopefully they introduce more like this. The modularity is really nice. The Vanguard is really nice. And I also really hope that the new hover mode comes online and isn't a complete piece of shit. Here's hoping. Now, another really weird thing that they put in was a new landing sound. But what's weird is if you notice the height in which this motherfucker falls, I feel like that should have killed him. Like, listen to this. Listen.
The surface of a planet or a moon. That sound makes my knees.
But hey, who knows? Maybe we're just some sort of weird augmented exosuit crazy-ass, hard-ass bastards. Yeah, I'll go with that. Next up, which is also important, they came up with some new UI improvements, which I am super duper for. I love the customization. I love the fact that you can change custom colors for each chat channel. I think that's going to be a huge improvement, especially for organizing and doing things of the tactical nature. Big thumbs up. And now we come to what I think is one of the more impressive parts, what they call the foundation set. Now, I, for one, am particularly super excited for this to come online. Look at that layout. That is a beautiful UI. That is going to be so much better. And I mean, look how dynamic that is. They were saying in the special how, you know, they've been working on this UI tool so that way, you know, essentially just anybody can really quickly throw something together, so you don't need to have it go through UI and be this super long drawn out process. You know, it's not as what's the word, prehistoric. No, that's not the word. But anyway, it's more complicated. And look, it like automatically scales. Those are all different looks of the same thing, and it's beautiful. This is something that Star Citizen is definitely, desperately in need for. They did not give an ETA as to when this is going to be in-game and in our hands. Obviously, it is actively being worked on. But look how sleek that looks. The auto scaling, how dynamic it is. You can squish it, you can expand it, you can open. And then the really neat thing here, how they quickly and apparent, for all intents and purposes, apparently looks quite easy to make this really, really neat radial dial. So they start out with this one, and look at that, just folds it right over, boom, and it's done. That is pretty impressive. And they've got the layers to it. This is something I think everybody is stoked about. All the comments were talking about how awesome and gnarly this looks. I mean, look at that. You can, you know, artistically set it up, and that is, I can't wait. That is something I am really, really, really looking forward to personally. This is such a nice breath of fresh air for the UI. Like look at this right here, just for this one cockpit glass HUD. New buttons. I mean, that looks so sleek, so good. I am super excited for that. Like, holy shit. Another neat thing they decided to show was a little bit of the behind the scenes and making of the new Goliath Mousepad. Or really, it's more like a desk pad than a mouse pad. I mean, those things are huge. I'm thinking about getting one, but $30 for a giant desk pad, you know, well, I guess a regular size desk pad, giant mouse pad. Anyway, I like it. I think it's really cool. Like, the Aegis look, it's dope. I mean, it's all the warships flying. You know, you got the Idris, the Hammerhead, the Javelin, the Retaliator, Sabers. Love it. That thing is pretty cool. I wish that they did a deeper dive on these things, though. Like, I feel like they're, like, right when it starts to get going, it, like, ends. Like, this kind of satiates me, but I want more. Like, focus on less, but give us more about it, you know? And speaking of showing less, the next clip is showing a little bit of the new attachments that they're doing for the weapons, which, again, this is something I'm really excited for. Also, adding more customization. They're bringing in the suppressors and the compensators, things that go onto the muzzle. Under barrels, I think, will be next, so I don't know if they'll be in this weapons update, but a dude can hope. And that is essentially all the major plot points of Inside Star Citizen. Now, there are a couple other things that I personally want to go over. Like, for instance, they're focusing a lot on the FPS stuff. So if you haven't seen the new roadmap update, things have been swippity-swoopity swapped around again. Now, I don't want to come down too hard on them, because I know schedules change, priorities change, this and that will change, but it's like, you know, we get pretty psyched, we get pretty excited for things that are coming up. You know, we have our favorite thing that we're looking out for, and then literally almost as we're on the cusp of some of this stuff being released, it's gone and it changes. And I know what you're gonna say. Oh, but it's an alpha, and, you know, they already said the caveats and it'll do this. No, I know. I'm not trying to be, like, shitty or hard. I'm just saying it kind of sucks, you know? Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But, alright, I think I'm gonna leave the video here. I've rambled on quite long enough. So thank you very much for watching, especially if you got all the way to the end. What are your thoughts? Do you agree? Do you like the way Inside Star Citizen is? Do you think it should be longer? Hell, do you think it should be shorter? Tell me what you think down below in the comment section. Not only that, check out the Discord. Also, fucking down in the description. So I was trying to think of something clever, but what? Brain my damage. Drop on by the Discord down below in the description. Let's chat. Tell me what you think. I'm actually really genuinely curious and very interested to hear everybody else's thoughts. But thank you very much, everybody. I hope all you beautiful bastards out there, you have yourselves a wonderful day, morning, evening, whenever, wherever you just so happen to be. This is Will, Daylight Gamer, signing off. Love, peace, chicken grease.